Welcome to Lisa's Pine Notes. This is Lisa, and I am coming to you today with a quick how-to on the Crochet Sisterhood V-stitch simple scarf. Yes, if you watched my end of year video, I introduced this wonderful scarf 3 different ways. And this was inspired by my crochet sisters out there. Meet Karen of Karen Crochet. She's in the blue right here with the prism shawl and the ball. And we have Melanie right here, Mel Pesco at Instagram. All these ladies are from Instagram and YouTube. And this is with our Bordeaux or the wine colored Landscapes yarn and the wonderful metallic shawl on the ball in Lotus Blossom. And we have the Lorraine. This is for Lorraine of Lorraine Pugh's Designs. And she is the wonderful person who donated the Shield Me from the Sun pattern for my 2-year crochet anniversary. And again, the yarn we are talking about is the Landscapes yarn, and Lorraine happens to be made from a variegated yarn. The other 2 are solid, but especially in this wine or Bordeaux color, it's made to look different because of the type of metallic used in it. And the Lorraine is made out of graceful green metallic shawl on the ball here. And we will go through a quick tutorial. Now I want you to use what you have in stock. Don't go buying anything special. I happened to be inspired by these ladies because I had this in stock and I wanted to add a little sparkle. So go through your yarn stash and look for a solid and look for a sparkle. And that is how this wonderful woolly version was made in the beautiful yarn of the Buttercream Luxe Mohair Metallic by Joanne Fabrics and a mix of the Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool. Now note, you will not need a full skein of this Fisherman's Wool. This is a very short, it's 188 yards, but it makes a wonderful, wonderful scarf to wear for dress. If you watched my end of year video, you know I would wear this for New Year's, for dress and for outerwear. Now in all my V-stitch patterns, you're going to find a nice solid border. I start with just a chain and a half double crochet before we get into the actual V-stitch, which we will do together. Here's an example in this yarn, and all of the solids or the variegated yarns in Landscapes yarns is made using just 1 skein of your Landscapes plus half of your shawl in the ball metallic, which is, this is 518 yards. You're only going to use half of that because the Landscapes is 147 yards, and it still makes a beautiful simple scarf you can whip up in an evening. Here's the edge, and let me clear the table and we'll be right back. Once you gather your supplies, I go up a hook size or 2 than the recommended. For the mohair metallic. And yes, if you watched my end of year video, you would have seen this. This is a frog from another project, and we're going to use it to make a scarf just like this one. So this is already pre-wrapped. No, you do not have to do that. You can work with just these two side by side. But always go up a hook size. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and drop that on the ground right in front of us here. This is a size L hook, or 8mm, and it's from our Susan Bates Crystal Lights crochet hooks, one of my favorite cheap and cheerful sets. Yay! Please note that I am not affiliated with any yarns or companies. I just happen to use what is in my stash at the moment, inspired by you, my friends on YouTube and Instagram. So, as I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and make a nice loose chain. And I am working with yarn that is, again, pulled out or scrapped from another project. So, bear with me here. Mine is already, if you will, twinned with another. And what we're going to do here is just chain for the length of the project you want. Now notice, for this scarf, there's about 20 here. For this one, it's much shorter. It's half of that because I want this to be longer. V-stitch doesn't matter. You make it as long or as short as you desire. This is what I love about creative crochet. Hashtag CCalongwithLisa. And I have to throw my ball a little further out so I get some slack here. There we go. Let me just do a quick count here. See how many we have. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we're going to go ahead and do 15. Now, what I immediately do is go back through and do a half double crochet, but only in the top single. So the V is on the bottom. And I do that for a sturdier edge in case I want to add fringe later. I never know. I never plan to add fringe, but should I want that, I have the possibility available to me. So going through, so the V is on the bottom, and I'm going through just one of the loops on top. Usually it's the opposite. I think we were doing another project and I was telling you to go through both. This is such a quick and easy and beautiful. You can get this all ready. You know, and the colors I'm using right here, this is the Butter Luxe Mohair Metallic in the color Red, Black, Gold. I know, such original names. And might I add, oops, go back, I like a nice thick stitch, so that's why I do a half double. Start talking. Here we go. And pull. Yarn over. And pull. Gain a nice base for our V-stitch. And again, you can do a quick Google search for the V-stitch. Many Google images out there to help you. The way I do it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it that way either. And we're going to chain 3 up when we got to the end. 1, 2, 3. The chain 3 up represents a double crochet. And here we go. You want to skip This one counts as one, so 1, 2. In the third one from your hook, picking this time 2 loops up, the V. Here's your V right here. You want to double crochet, chain 2, yarn over, and double crochet right back in to that same stitch. And you just made your first V. Look at that. I like a border, so this will always be the border on the end here. This is your first V, 2 stitches, and a V. And that's all you do. Now we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And in that third stitch, right where my gold finger matches that gold thread, we are going to yarn over, no other stitches in there, grab the 2, and once this base is done, you're pretty much good to go. Chain 2, yarn over, double crochet right back into that chain space. Now I can tell you, in my research and looking for things, some people made it with only 1 stitch between the V's here. I happen to like it with 2. I want this to be open and airy. That's another reason we're using a larger size hook, because this gorgeous fabric just sparkles and I want you to be able to see through it. So that's why I'm doing a little bit airier stitch. And you're noticing we're not closing off this, which was unusual for me too. We're not closing that off. All we're doing is yarning over, counting 3, 1, 2, 3. This time we're going right here in this black stitch, right, picking up the 2. That's a nice shot of the V. There you go. And pulling through. It's always a little difficult looking through the camera doing this. Chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, right back into that black stitch, pull through, 1, 2, leave that open, and counting 3 again, 1, 2, 3, right here, yarn over, pull, chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, right back in, chain 2. This works up so fast, so easy, so light. Now you're going to have 2 stitches left, and that's perfect because you're going to skip one and make the post stitch here. I said post, but it's really a double crochet right on the end here. Picking up those 2 stitches. Ooh, and I missed it. Come back. Yarn over, get that out of the way. There we go. Chain 3 up. 1, 2, 3, and flip over. And there you go. And you can count your V's here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 V's and 2 nice posts at each end. This will make a border. I like that. We have a nice thick border on the bottom, and this yarn is just gorgeous together, but again, use what you have in stock. Now comes the fun part, because from here on out you're diving into the middle of these gorgeous V's you just made. There's your V. You're going to dive right into the middle. So we've already chained 3 up. I've yarned over to make my first double crochet, and we dove right in the middle. Chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over. Remember, you don't close that. Yarn over right into the next stitch. Chain 2, 1, 2. This will just fly off your hooks right in time for the new year. Not sure when this video is going to post, but it's the new year. This would be perfect for Valentine's Day even. Oh, hey, did you guys hear? What is the Chinese New Year for 2017? A rooster! Hello, chicken. Yes, my first pet was a chicken, so if you haven't seen that video, please go to my 1,000 subscriber thank you video and see what my first pet was. It was a chicken. I was so excited. Here's the rooster. Here we go. Double crochet into the top right there. So 1, 2. That's how I do mine. If you do your border different, that's fine. Creative license encouraged. 1, 2, 3. Turn and right back in. This will move so fast. Chain 2. 1, 2. If you guys could see that ball, it's rolling all over the floor. Remember, we're not closing that. Just yarn over and dive right into that next V-stitch. Chain 2. Yarn over. Chain 2. Here we go. Yarn over. Chain 2. Oh, looks like I dropped one back there. Let's go get it. Just in case. Put that right through. I don't mind making mistakes on here because it teaches you guys what not to do. That's how my channel first started, was the Clement Cannon Poncho. How to avoid the same mistakes I made. Go back to March 2016 and you'll see my videos. I don't mind sharing them if someone else learns from it. And right into that second one here. Oh, please do your chains on the end looser than I do. If you can only get through one or wiggle through one, that's fine. Nice and loose. There we go. Nice and loose. Chain 3 up. 1, 2, 3. You guys get the idea. We'll do one more set together. There we go. Chain 3 up, yarn over, dive right into that middle, chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over. My cardinals are singing today. It is 30 degrees. And Ohio is expecting snow. We had a very warm and unusual Christmas here. 60 degrees. Oh my. Hope you guys are having a great holiday. Yarn over. That was just my crochet hooks falling off the table. Chain 2, and I'm going to show you how I end this one. Double crochet into the second one that we left. 1, 2. This time we're going to pretend like we did a whole scarf, and I'm going to show you how I end this. But this would also make, let me pull my sleeve up, this would also make great fingerless gloves in this open work pattern to match your scarf too. So think of that and just sew them together along the edge here for great fingerless gloves. So many possibilities with this easy V-stitch. Now I went ahead and chained one up, and what I am going to do is yarn over and start my half double. So I am ending like we started. So half double crochet, and I'm working into the stitch here. I'll do that a little slower. Here we go. So what we did was we have there a full stitch, one up, yarn over, go into the stitch right next to it, 3 loops on the hook, 1, 2, 3, pull through, yarn over, dive into the middle of the next, just like you were doing a V-stitch, pull through, yarn over, go into the top of the next. So work that out depending how many stitches you have, and you will be able to make your border any way you want. Now if you just want to slip stitch off, that's fine. Again, I do this fancy edge just in case I want to add fringe or sew them together. It just makes a nice finish on there. And I'm going right in top for my last 2 stitches here. 1 and 2. Chain 1 up and turn. Now you've got that nice edge. What I like to do is slip stitch across. So go into the top of that half double and pull all the way through. Go into the top, pull all the way through, slip stitching, and this will be an exact duplicate of your bottom. So finish off any way you want. That's just how I happen to make my ends meet here, so they're exactly the same on each side. And enjoy the Crochet Sisterhood. Please join me on Instagram, Lisa Pine Notes on Instagram, and as always here on YouTube. Thank you for liking, watching, and subscribing to my channel. It means so much to me to share with all of you. Thank you, and Happy New Year, everybody. Take care.